name's Jeff Young from Skills Canada, Newfoundland and Labrador. And today I have Samantha Garnier here with Island Dreamcatchers. So Samantha, could you tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. Gosh, it's always so hard to talk about yourself. Every time I feel like I'm put on the spot and I don't know what to say. Well, I'm a mom of two small girls. I work full time. I'm in school, and I started selling Dreamcatchers during the initial lockdown in March of last year.
Yeah. So, what inspired you to, I guess, make Dreamcatchers?
Um, Last year I was lucky enough that before COVID took over the world, I got to go to Member Two. And we had a conference, and one night we were all invited out to the Member Two Heritage Center. I think that's what it's called. And Jeff Ward, actually, he taught a couple of us how to make dream catchers. And when I went, I was like, oh my gosh, like, just look at that complicated thing. I'll never figure that out. But it was really fun. He was a great teacher. And as soon as I finished my first one, I went to the craft shop and picked up some more stuff. I was like, I have to do this again. So I got, of course, delayed in Halifax for like a whole bunch of hours. And I made another one. And then I got home and I was like, I really enjoy this. So I started making some more. And then we had quarantine, and I was like, oh, bring on all the dream catchers, I guess. I don't know, something to do with my hands, so, you know. So I started making all kinds, and all of a sudden I had this like collection of them. And I was like, well, I don't need this many. So I started giving them away. I was like posting them on Facebook and giving them away. But then I started getting so many requests for them. I was like, well, I don't really have like, you know, the resources to buy all this stuff to just keep giving them away. And my sister was like, you need to start selling them. You should start a page. So that's what I did.
Yes, yeah. So I guess, is there any one that you created that has a special meaning to you?
Well, the first one that I ever created at Member Two, I gave that to my oldest daughter, and that's still hanging in her room. So that one's pretty special. And there's a couple others that I can think of that are pretty special, and I've like given them to special people in my life.
Nice. So, what essential skills do you need for making Dreamcatchers?
Oh, essential skills do you need for making? You know what? Patience. Patience. I think, you know, I've never considered myself to be a real crafty person. You know, like total DIY fails. But yeah, I just had the patience, I guess, to sit and like learn it from Jeff, and then to just keep practicing it. So
nice. So what does making Dreamcatcher say about your identity or culture?
what does it say about my identity or culture? Oh, that's a hard question, Jeff. Well, I mean, I guess like Dreamcatchers are pretty pan-Indigenous. Like they kind of represent, or people, you know, look at them and see Indigenous people, I guess, as like a whole. I know that since I started making them, when I'm like, been asked a couple times to like talk to some kids about them and stuff like that, and like teach some kids. So I've been looking up the stories, and I always go back to the story Jeff told me, which would have been, you know, like a Mi'kmaq story. And there's like so many different kind of versions of the same story. They just like tweaked a little bit. But I find that they're all really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like just the story behind them, and then the Dreamcatcher itself. And
okay. So, what was there any advice that you could give to any young creators doing this kind of work in arts?
I guess my advice would be to just keep never stop like searching for that you know, hobby, that thing that you can do. After all my DIY fails, it was like, oh, I'll try this one. I kept trying them, and I finally landed on one that I could do.
So I guess I forgot to ask you, what is the story? Can you give us a short story of what is the story behind the Dreamcatcher?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So my talent doesn't lie in being a storyteller. And this is the story that I was told as we were, sitting around making them. He told us this story. So I'll give you the brief version. And I apologize that it's not as nice as Jeff's story when he told it. So he told us that the story goes that there was a spider in this grandmother's bedroom, and her grandson walked in and he went to kill the spider. And the grandmother was like, no, like, don't kill the spider. And she took the spider and let it out of the house or whatever. So I'm really bad at this. So anyways, that night when the grandmother went to bed, she had a dream that this spider came to her and thanked her for saving her grandson. And in exchange, or to thank her, showed her how to weave a web, and told her that, if you hang this above your bed, that the bad dreams will get caught in the web, and in the morning, they will fall down through the feathers and just be gone. So that's how I remember the story.
Yeah, that's nice. I like it. Yeah. So I guess how can somebody buy your Dreamcatchers?
So I have a Facebook page called Island Dreamcatchers, and usually people will just send me a quick message through there. I don't have a website or anything. I do have an Instagram. I'm not super great at technology, social media. So I would say my Facebook page, you go there, you send me a message, I'll get that. And that's how I connect with people, and we come out with something they want.
Okay, excellent. So I guess you started off in a virtual space, seeing that you started making Dreamcatchers at the start of a pandemic.
Yes.
So I guess the virtual method of sharing your work and selling has been always a part. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. So so thank you so much for speaking with us today. And I'm assuming that's all your Dreamcatchers behind you that you have made.
These are some ones, yes, that are actually waiting to be delivered. I haven't dropped them off yet. But this one here is one I made for my friend, and I love it so much.
It's very nice. And so thank you very much for speaking with me today. We'll be sure to share your Facebook or Instagram links into with our friends.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.